9. I don't want to repeat twice everything because it's going to take too long. Do, do, si, do, la, do, sol, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do. Bar 19. Mi, re, mi, do, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, sol, mi, la, mi, si, mi, do. Bar 29. Do, mi, si, mi, la, mi, sol, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, do. You got it? Yeah, it's easy. And then, so basically what we're doing, we're taking the notes, the basic notes of the C major chord, the Do major chord, and we're combining all the notes so the ear starts recognizing. Eventually you know, major second, major third, perfect 4, perfect 5th, major 6, major 7. But you're doing it now without thinking about the names of the interval. That comes later. But you're practicing. It's basically the plasticity of your ear. The ear is learning to hear on purpose intervals. Because right now, of course, you know, oh yeah, Beethoven's 5th. But very few people, unless they're professional musicians, can hear the actual interval. That's a major third, then it's a minor third, and all that. So what this does, this exercise, the warm-up, prepares yourself for the fundamental basic intervals that are part of the C major scale. Again, only the 7 sounds, all right? So then you're doing it with E on page 13. Mi, re, mi, do, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, sol, mi, la, mi, si, mi, do. Bar 29. Do, mi, si, mi, la, mi, sol, mi, fa, mi, re, do. Turn to page 14. Then on Sol or G. Sol, fa, sol, mi, sol, re, sol, do, sol, re, sol, mi, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, 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 do. And then page 15. Do, sol, si, sol, la, sol, fa, sol, mi, sol, re, sol, do. The arpeggio. Do, mi, sol, do, sol, mi, do. Listen. So again, your ear is traveling in the solar system of C major. Again, all the possible combination. You're turning it around, you're chewing it until you start understanding the relationships. Right now, we do not name note, we do not name interval chords. All we want to do, as a child does, just sing along. And eventually, it's going to settle in, combined with the theory, because adults have a wealth of knowledge. You're not going to need a year to learn the theory of intervals because you have so much knowledge, math, and other things that you're going to understand this real quick. So now, you notice there's a lot of theory. Now you're in part 4A. This is the part that concerns us with the relationship between two sounds. Any two sounds combined. So this, reading the theory here at page 18, an interval has two notes, also known as the low note and the high note, with the exception of the perfect prime, where the two notes are identical. The perfect prime is commonly known as the unison, right? And here are, in a major natural scale, there are only 14 possible intervals when combining the 7 notes of this scale. This is a mathematical fact. You cannot have more or less. So that's the list, and that's how we notate it, we abbreviate it in music. P for perfect, small cap M minor, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth, diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, perfect octave. All right? And there are a couple of more things underneath that you can read. And then,
what is that diminish?
Diminish means a little smaller. So that's what we're going to study in the second part.
Go down.
Yeah, for example, so this is a perfect fifth, right?
Yes.
I made it smaller. Anything that you make a little small.
I'm thinking of the classical guitar.
I understand that, but I am speaking to you in the language of universal music theory.
Okay.
Guitar, trombone, piano, flute, any instrument. When you diminish the distance between two notes, it becomes smaller. When a perfect interval becomes smaller by one semitone, it's called diminished. When it becomes bigger by one semitone, you're increasing. It's called augmented, because you stretch it, you're augmenting it. But there's something else we're gonna study in the theory of intervals. You're gonna find it fascinating, is that some intervals are called enharmonic. So in music, this could be an augmented fifth, but it could be also a minor sixth. So this interval could be do, sol, la, or it could be do, la, flat. Depends on the direction, again, traveling between notes and between solar systems. So there's a lot of fascinating stuff here.
Yes,
but we gotta stay on task right now. I will address all that in the second part with the theory of intervals. I think you're gonna love it. Yeah, I can see from your smiles.
I play a little bit of classical.
You're gonna play much more classical guitar after you and I finish with it, because this is the kind of the engineering foundation of music.
Yes.
If you mastered all these things, you can go play anything, you can write for anything, you can understand anything. Oh, wait a minute, that's the jazz thing that we do. Oh, those are the thirds that David did, and I hear the notes and all that. So let's move forward. Now, do we need like a 2-minute break, everybody? Maybe a bathroom or water, somebody? Are we good? Good. So now we're in, notice, let's read together, because that's what I teach the students.
So page are we on? 20?
20. Page 20. So I tell the students now, read with me at the top. Lesson 1, the Sol C major scale. And I make them read out loud, because when you hear yourself, it's not the same thing as hearing yourself from the inside. It's a different voice. The inside voice could be, but when you say it, I hear how you're expressing it, and I know you're just lip servicing. You're not mentally there. I don't know if you read it.
That's right.
I don't know how you're doing it. But when I hear you say, let's go and read it seriously. So I always encourage students, and there's nothing wrong to read it out loud. When you say building 14 intervals, you know what happens when you say building 14 intervals? How many intervals can we make in this Do major scale?
It's many.
How many? I just said it. 14.
14.
So repeat after me. Building 14 intervals in the major scale. So student Joan, how many intervals do we have in the Do major scale?
How many what?
Intervals.
14.
Exactly, because you said it. So this is the way you, and if you repeat this every day, it's like poetry. Mary had a little lamb. You're going to remember it. There's no way around it. So this is the best way. And once the student picks it up, they become self-efficient. Metacognition. When you practice, you're analyzing yourself. When you say, do, you hear it. Do, mi, so, mi, do. Oh, I did it wrong. So you're starting to become your own teacher. And that's what I'm going to explain to you how to do that. So it's very, very easy once we get through this. So this is how I practice this, and you can join along. I say the perfect interval, also known as unison, on steps 1 through 7, because obviously the unison is the same note. Right? But I make the students do it so they understand the concept. And they say do, do, do. Then they listen. Re, re, re. Mi, mi, mi. So now we continue without talking. We say the minor second interval. You notice that it's written with small here. No, you gotta turn the page, right? You finished. You see, that's how I know the student wasn't following the page, right? So you did this. You finished here. Yeah,
Right. You're trying to.
and now
Right.
we're here and we're reading it together. Everybody, we say the minor second interval is only on steps 3 and 7. So now you're learning theory. So let's sing together. And we say the minor second on step 3 in the major natural scale. And we say mi fa fa mi fa fa mi. Listen.
Ouch.
Learn the ouch. Ouch means minor second or sharp song.
Just.
That's what we do with the little kids. That's part of this training is using music that they know, whether it's Heathens, 21 Pilots, very famous song among the mode, E minor to C major mode. But the kids know this, so if I want to teach them an interval, I teach them with Heathens. I say, how does Heathens? Oh, they say la la dee la la. Well, here it is. The ouch interval. I'm gonna call the ouch interval. There it is. So if I go after 2 hours and I say Masumi, what interval is this?
True.
Minor second, right? The ouch interval, right? That's how we teach them. All of them, all 14. That's only C major. Then we go to the other 29 scales. So let's read this together. Now let's go through it without talking. Ready? Minor second interval on steps 3 and 7. Mi, fa, fa, mi. Listen. Minor second interval on step 7. Si, do, do, si. The major second interval on steps 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. You listen first. Now listen first. Do, re, do. Listen. Less ouch. Less ouch. Less ouch. Bar 24. Minus major second interval on step 2. Re, mi, mi, re. Listen. The major second interval on steps 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 on step 4. Fa, sol, sol, fa. Sol, la, la, sol. La, si, si, la. You finished. So this teaches you theory that with the 7 notes, these intervals can only be formed on certain steps. This is the precursor of learning harmony. Same rules. They only happen on certain intervals in the C major scale. So now the major second interval, right? No, the minor third at the bottom, bar 36. It can happen only on steps 2, 3, and 6 and 7. Listen. Re, fa, fa, re. Sad, right? Mi, so, si. Mi, so, so, mi. On step 6. La, do, la, do, do, la. On step 7. Si, re, re, si. The major third interval is on steps 1, 4, and 6. On step 1. Do, mi, mi, do. Listen. Step 4. Fa, la, la, fa. Step 5. The perfect fourth interval on steps 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. That means there's one missing because I'm only doing 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. So that whatever's on step 4 is not a perfect fourth. You'll see it when you turn the page. So perfect fourth. Do, fa, fa, do. Re, re, sol, sol, re. On step 3. Step 5. Sol, do, do, sol. Step 6. La, re, re, la. Step 7. Si, mi, mi, si. And guess what? The augmented fourth interval is the missing number that was not there before. The perfect fourth is only on 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. The step 4 was missing. Here it is. Augmented fourth. A little bigger than the perfect fourth. So it's only on step 4. Fa, si, si, fa. Also called Diabolus in Musica, or the devil in music. Hundreds of years ago, this was disallowed. This was the devil's sound because everything in the Catholic Church is.
Yeah, it was outlawed in church on Sundays. In other words.
On any day.
Yeah. Any day.
the augmented fourth or diminished fifth. So we'll talk about. Now we're going with the diminished interval. You will notice something very interesting for those of you that are mathematicians or study math. If you turn, and we'll study that in the second part of our, turn to page 18. With your pencil, I'm gonna borrow your pencil for a second. Thank you. With your pencil, put a line under between 7 and 8. Between 7 and 8, draw a line. Draw a line. You'll notice something. And I'm going to do this. 4 and 5th. Okay, I'm going to show you that right now. And you're going to have another thrill. And that's part of the study. Again, symmetry in music. 4th and 5th, the augmented 4th and the diminished 5th are the same notes. I'm good, thank you. Are the same notes upside down. So, is are the same two notes upside down. So if and then comes, and then you have the perfect fourth upside down. We'll go into this later. You're gonna like this very much.
This is cool.
So
Is this like this?
yeah, every interval is symmetrical when you switch the notes. So we'll study that in the theory of intervals. It's a very interesting aspect of the relationship. I know it's a lot of information, but everything is going to be on video. You have the manual. We'll repeat it again and again.
Okay.
So I don't want to get lost in theory, but I thought you would enjoy the beauty of the symmetry of the relationship between the. Yeah, I see the smile. It's very interesting, right?
Very
Very
interesting.
interesting. All right, so let's go back to the hard work of singing. I know it's not easy. So now it gets easy. When you sing the diminished fifth, it's again the same two notes upside down. So I'm at the diminished fifth, page 27, right?
27.
Yes, on step 7. I say, Si, Fa, Fa, Si. The perfect fifth interval is on steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do, so, so, do. Step 2. Re, la, re. Turn page 28. Step 3, perfect fifth. Mi, si, si, mi. That's step 4. Fa, do, do, fa. Step 5. Sol, re, re, sol. La, mi, mi, la. And turn the page in 29, the minor 6. On steps 3, 6, and 7. On step 3, mi, do, do, mi. Step 6. La, fa, fa, la. And step 7. Si, sol, sol, si. Major sixth interval on steps 1, 2, 4, and 5. On step 1. Do, la, la, do. On step 2. Re, si, si, re. Re, si, si, re. On step 4. Fa, re, re, fa. Are you with us? Are you okay? Are you with us, John?
Yeah.
Good. We're on page 30, bar 114.
Yeah, I had another quick no.
I'll stop right now. 114. Fa, re, re, fa. Step 5. So, question, John, go quickly.
When do you switch? I notice you're going to bass clef.
Bass clef.
You're going to.
Oh, you mean
Bass.
I'm changing the
You're going
register?
from middle C, yeah.
When my voice cannot go high, if you're a soprano, you're gonna play it here. Because sopranos, women, sing higher. But you should do it in the middle register like this, but my voice is a bass baritone. So I don't sing here. I sing it, that's my real voice. But it's not
So
gonna be fair to
you're
the
octave
lady.
left of the middle C.
If you're a baritone, yes. For me to sing this, I would do do, do, da, da, do. That that would be the accurate. So I'm singing it. So I'm kind of baritone.
Okay.
The ladies sing here on the. That's what the ladies sing. So it'd be fair to be neutral, kind of in the middle. That's the area of singing.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
How about if
David, please, David.
Okay, the voice is alto.
Yeah,
So
you should practice here, but if it's more
in the
comfortable,
middle, so-
yeah, if it's more comfortable, you can do the whole thing up here.
Okay.
You know, because
Alright.
that's your voice range, maybe, or if you're an alto. So the idea is the same 7 notes. So if you're a baritone, you want to do it here. But it's good to do it maybe in different registers as variations, because if you're a man singing with this voice, it's better to see what does a minor third sound here. I know this already, but here. It has a different color. It's the same structure, but this is not the same exact sound. So as you get advanced, you say, you know what, today I'm going to do it in the high register. You know what, I'm a soprano. I want to practice it on the piano like this, but my voice is going to sing it here. Again, you're opening up your ears for low range, middle range, and high range. So there's nothing wrong. If you're a sax player, you can practice it with your sax and then do it with the piano. And then you feel it's the same structure, but what a different sound it has when it's on a sax, when it's on a piano, and so forth. So let's finish this up. The bottom of page 30, minor 7, on steps 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Let go, re. Step 3. Step 5. Fa, fa, sol. La, sol, sol, la. Step 7. You notice I'm rushing, but when you're doing it on your own, you should take your time and do it. Enjoy it. Hear how the sound is born, it lives, and it dies. But that's when you practice on your own. For the purpose of the workshop, I'm moving super fast, but you're not going to do it like this because you will not do anything. So slow down and do it at a slow pace so you can enjoy the sound. And then you think of a melody from a song, from a famous piece of music that it starts with this interval. That's part of embedding the circuitry of your hearing ability. Okay, so let's finish this with a major 7. We're not going to do the perfect octave. So the major 7 is only on steps 1 and 4. Do, si, si, do. You gotta listen. That's the equivalent of the ouch that he heard before, the minor second. That's the minor second. This is the same minor second upside down. Do, si, si, do. Also, pretty ouchy, right? So let's go to 138, the last one, on step 4. Fa, fa, and we're gonna stop here. We're going to do this. So we're gonna take a quick break before we go to the major third, to the triads, and I'll open for questions as we relax, have a little water and things like that. And I want to get to know your names. Michael, Peter, tenor, alto, soprano, set. Anything else you don't play?
I'm trying to learn flute, but it's slow.
Really? Well, flute is considered the easiest introductory instrument for young children.
The embouchure is so different. Yeah, airflow is
Yeah,
so
when you
different.
have a powerful embouchure, because you know, the muscles and all that, yeah. So you have to learn how to, that's, yeah.
And I have Dead Bite is my private instructor.
Yeah.
And I got this little tap here,
Yeah.
and it messes with the
Right,
airflow for the flute.
the skin being drops on eye. Yeah, everything counts.
Yes, perfect.
Hey John, how you finding everything? You good?
Are you supposed to do all this in one sitting?
No, you do as much as you can as long as you're awake.
I've never got off the first page yet.
Yeah, go. You can for the purpose of your instruction. You start jumping to the intervals. You don't need to do the A and do the warm up. Go to the intervals next time you start, because you still have to start doing the combination itself, which is part 4. Okay?
Part 4, okay.
Yeah. Lois, where is Lois?
I don't know.
So Masami, any questions?
What is it?
Are you good? Any questions?
Sure.
You good?
Mhm.
Good.
I know, I didn't write too much there.
You didn't like what?
I didn't write too much.
No, you didn't put if you're a
I'm
musician.
retired from the school
Oh.
district, CSM.
Yeah.
I work at Charter part-time. That's why, you know.
That's,
Oh,
but
that is
what's your
part
connection
four,
with music? You just a music lover?
Yes, I enjoy,
You sing? Do you play an instrument?
I've been in a handbell choir. for
Handbell
20
choir, so
years.
put that down, I need to know that, so I know where to get you from.
I forgot to put violin.
So, Lois, let me see, yeah, you gotta write this, cause I work,
I,
retired mathematician.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
Whoa.
don't tell anybody.
Pardon me?
Don't tell anybody.
I won't, it's confidential information, I don't share. Home, studying music now, but you sing, what do you do?
A little of everything. I
Oh.
take lessons and I play.
Piano?
Yeah,
Okay,
and other stuff.
good. And Steve, I already know, so that's what he did right.
oh, okay, cool.
Good, excellent. Yeah, because I want to have a profile on you, and as the months go along, I want to follow up. I don't throw you out and say, yeah, goodbye, yeah, take the manual, it's good. I get very involved with my students because the goal here is not to sell a manual. The goal is for you to really, really, really benefit and to become a missionary of good music education. And this stuff that I'm teaching here, it takes about maybe 2 years in a regular middle school to teach to young people, but it can be taught. It's not brain surgery. Everything here are little pieces of puzzle, like Legos, as I tell the kids. And it's not very complicated, but there's a lot of information that has to be organized sequentially. You have to build it up like bricks. If you don't build it up, it's like reading, math, anything. You have to, the structures have to be built. Any questions up to now? Okay, so we're gonna move on. Very good. Let me see if this thing is still working, the battery. Oh, it's still working. I'm surprised.